Welcome to this explainer. Look, we have absolutely all been there, right? You're sitting in the exam hall, the clock is relentlessly ticking, and you are staring down a massive, intimidating, completely blank page for an extended writing question. The anxiety just creeps right in. Where do you even start? How do you actually guarantee those top marks? Well, today we're going to completely cure that blank page anxiety. We're doing a full autopsy on the extended writing question, going straight to the source to figure out exactly how the people marking your paper actually think.
So the absolute core question we are answering today is this. What exactly are the examiners looking for? And to figure that out, we aren't just taking wild guesses. We're going to demystify the whole marking process by looking at real, actual exam responses, from the spectacular to the, well, not so spectacular, alongside the official examiner commentary from a recent Cambridge English language paper.
Okay, here's our game plan for today. First up, the extended writing task itself. 2, decoding the marking scheme. 3, the anatomy of a high score. 4, the traps of a middle score. And 5, your ultimate blueprint for top marks. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. The extended writing task, the blog review challenge. Here are the specific rules of the game for the prompt we're analyzing today. The prompt reads, you recently attended an introduction day at the school you are going to join next year. You decide to write a review of the introduction day, which you will post on your blog. Write between 600 and 900 words. Now notice how loaded this is with specific requirements. It is not just a standard essay. It's a review, which means it absolutely needs your critical opinions. And it's for a blog, so the tone has to be super engaging. Plus, you've got to hit that strict word count.
Moving on to Part 2, decoding the marking scheme. Honestly, you should think of the marking scheme as your ultimate cheat code to unlocking that 25 out of 25. If you know the rules, you can play to win.
All right, let's look at this comparison straight from the official rubric. This right here is the difference between snagging an elite level 5 and just getting stuck in the middle. To hit that 21 to 25 mark range, your expression has to be sophisticated. You need less common lexis. Basically, break out the fancy vocabulary. Accuracy has to be high, but look at that bottom row. This is a real game changer. For a middle score, the audience is merely addressed. But for a top score, they have to be fully engaged. You literally have to entertain them. Keep those two specific things, sophisticated expression and a fully engaged audience, in the back of your mind as we check out our sample papers.
Which brings us to Part 3, anatomy of a high score. The 21 out of 25 hero response. What does fully engaged actually look like?
Check out how this student starts. Hey everyone, I know it's been forever since my last update, but I am back now and I have news. See how informal and chatty that is? The examiner absolutely loved this because it perfectly hits that level 5 requirement we just talked about. They're using caps for emphasis, talking straight to the reader. They instantly create a persona. They aren't just writing a boring exam, they are playing a role.
And look at this part for sophisticated expression. Later on, the student writes, "This was the Beauty and the Beast library in real life." I mean, how clever is that? It's a fantastic allusion to a famous movie, paints a vivid picture of grandeur, and totally breaks away from generic descriptions. Plus, they use really clear topic sentences for every paragraph, blending this complex structure with a really breezy, conversational style.
You don't just have to take my word for it, though. The principal examiner explicitly reported that the stronger responses opened effectively, engaging the audience from the outset. One examiner even shouted out a paper that started with, "Hello, my fellow opinionated friends. It's your favorite commentator." That is exactly how you grab an examiner by the lapels and basically demand a level 5.
But okay, let's flip the script. Part 4. Traps of a middle score. A cautionary tale of a 13 out of 25. Because obviously not every paper hits that high mark. What went wrong here?
Let's start by comparing the opening hooks. We just saw that awesome opinionated friends opener. Now, look at our middle score candidate. My day started off with a tour of the entire school. Yikes! Do you see the difference? One is this energetic, active conversation with a reader. The other is just flat and factual. It totally misses the whole blog vibe.
And that flatness leads right into a massive trap. Examiners literally call it the chronological trap. The student just wrote a step-by-step diary entry. First I went here, then my legs hurt, then it was lunch. Guys, the prompt asks for a review. A review needs your critical take on things, an evaluation, not just a timeline of where you walked. In fact, examiners noted that some weak responses even wasted precious word count talking about eating breakfast and waiting for the bus. Definitely don't do that.
Then we have the silent killers.
Honestly, it breaks my heart to see this, but basic errors will drag down your score no matter how amazing your ideas are. In this 13-point paper, the examiner pointed out missing apostrophes in phrases like girls' sports and misspelling super common words like accidentally and definitely. If you want those top accuracy marks, you simply cannot afford these little slips.
The principal examiner totally hit the nail on the head here. They noted that weaker responses cataloged a list of places visited without offering critical opinion. So bottom line, a review is an evaluation. It needs your unique voice and your perspective. If you're just making a list, you are leaving points on the table.
Okay, let's bring it all together. Part 5, the blueprint for top marks. Your actionable checklist that you can take into your next exam.
Here are 5 golden rules, straight from the examiner's mouth. 1. Engage the audience right away. Match that tone they're asking for. 2. Give critical opinions. Do not just give a chronological log of what happened. 3. This is a great pro tip. Use subheadings. It's a brilliant way to logically organize a review without needing clumsy transition words. 4. Throw in some less common vocabulary or literary devices, like that Beauty and the Beast illusion. And 5. Please, just save 5 minutes at the end to proofread for basic spelling and punctuation.
And that wraps up our explainer. The examiner's secrets are totally out in the open now. You know exactly what separates the middle of the pack from the absolute elite. So, I leave you with this thought. Next time you're staring down a blank exam page, are you just going to mechanically log your day? Or are you going to step into character, show off those skills, and completely captivate your audience? The choice is yours. Make it count.